to Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS. And, God, we have been talking about going back to school. It's coming up very soon.
To school?
I am going back to. I am going back to school.
Good for you.
I just got accepted to Antioch University.
I heard that. That's congratulations.
Whether or not it'll pan out this semester, we'll see. It might have to wait a semester financially, but we'll work on it. So thank you. And the trials and the bumps of going back to school for kids, and for adults, but for kids is what we're talking about on today's show. And when we stopped before the break, we were talking about that age group in junior high school. Right? Those
elementary to
junior high. And we do a lot of assemblies at the middle school level, 7th and 8th grade. We do tons of classroom stuff. In fact, I just did a summer school class last week, which was really cool, 40, 50-something kids in that class. And it was it's really, really neat, that age right there, because that's when a lot of stuff takes off. Almost everybody that I know that's in recovery, when you talk to them about when they started, almost every one of them, right? 13, 14, 12, 15, right in that age.
They're faced with everything. As soon as they hit, they're going to start figuring out who's what, who's who, who's got what, who's not, who's doing it. It's all there. Yeah. And put that along with the social media. The peer pressure that our kids have today is higher than ever before in history.
Yeah. I know that you talk about this quite a bit, but can you give our listeners that progression? How does it start, right?
When we're young, we all have contracts. It's pretty simple. When I grow up, I'm not going to do A, B, C, and D. I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. I'm not going to use drugs. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to take care of business. Those are those contracts.
Right.
We also have others. When I grow up, I'm going to be a lawyer, cop, or doctor, whatever the deal is. Those change.
Yeah.
Because we change. But here's what happens: is in almost every addict that I've ever dealt with, almost everyone started with what? What's the real gateway drug?
Well, it's cigarettes. It is cigarettes.
And it's the first contract we break. And if you have a pack of cigarettes and you're sitting there, here's what it says on your cigarettes on the side of the pack. It either says, warning, the Surgeon General has determined. What does that mean?
It means they know.
That smoking causes.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means it will cause, right?
It doesn't say maybe.
It used to. Yeah, it used to say may cause, right?
So it says, warning, the Surgeon General has determined that smoking causes lung cancer, emphysema, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or it says quitting smoking now
greatly reduces the risk, right?
But so it's telling you pretty much that this is going to kill you.
Yeah.
So there's only two reasons that a young person would light up a cigarette. Two and only two.
I know one of them.
Doesn't get you high. Doesn't make you feel good.
I know one of them. My aunt used to have a cigarette in her mouth, telling me, "Don't ever do this, kid. Yeah. Don't ever do this."
It's
right?
a learned
they were smoking in the house.
Behavior from home. It's a learned behavior from home. Moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles. It's a learned behavior from home. That's number one. Number two is this peer pressure all the cool kids are doing.
Come on, it's cool.
Yeah. So what happens is somebody says, "Hey, try one of these." Most kids, they have a contract. I'm not going to do that. No. Yeah. Oh, come on, dude. Have one. No. After 5 or 6 days of hanging out with everyone, they're starting to do it. We get desensitized.
Yeah, give me that thing.
Give me a hit. It's only a cigarette.
Right.
And they take their first hit. What did they just do?
Well, they broke a contract, number one. They broke the number one contract, right?
Right.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting about cigarettes, too? It doesn't even get you high.
No. It doesn't do anything except for make you nauseous.
Yeah, exactly.
Dizzy, sick when you first started.
Yeah.
So you say to yourself, it's only a cigarette. I'll never smoke pot. And you mean it.
Yeah.
But you're still hanging out with all these same kids. They started smoking cigarettes. Now they're starting to smoke pot. And now it's this. Dude, it's only marijuana.
Yeah, it's just pot. Not a big deal.
It's only pot.
If anybody, do the studies yourself. We're not going to get into the whole, why it's such
We don't have time.
Right? Why it's so much stronger today than it ever used to be. But if you ever hear anybody say it's just pot, tell them they're full of whatever.
Whatever word comes to your mouth.
That's right.
But it's only pot. It's only pot. Society as a whole has really gotten into that. What a mistake.
Yeah.
We're dealing with your young kids, and let me tell you something.
It's not just pot, right?
Whatever it is, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's so hard to deal with these kids in that right now. But anyway, so all right, they get desensitized. It's only pot. They take their first hit. It's
Right.
only pot. I'll never use hard drugs, and they mean it. All the other drugs are what we call drugs of opportunity.
Yeah.
Meaning, they go to a party. They had a little bit of weed to smoke. They had a couple of lightweight
beers or
drinks.
something, yeah.
They're feeling buzzed, and now somebody says, "Hey, dude, try this."
Yeah, try this. And the thing that they're, in today's world, scary as it sounds, the try this drug of opportunity that's the most prevalent is going to be things like heroin.
Well, if it's not heroin, it's meth. If it's not meth, it's prescription pills. Whatever it is, these drugs are immediate addiction, meaning not physical, but immediately you can get addicted emotionally to these drugs immediately.
Well, and we see it all the time, and we know the difficulty of dealing with adolescents who have tried these drugs and try to tell them that stuff's bad for you and it's going to kill you when they've just put something in their body that has made them feel different and better than they've ever felt in their life.
How do you tell somebody that's 14 or 15 years old that something that made them feel great is horrible?
Yeah.
That's going to turn on them and all that stuff. And we have to go on break. But before we do that, when you go to the grocery store and you buy fruits and vegetables, will you eat them without washing them?
No, you have to. They got pesticides on them, most of them, right?
What do you think the marijuana has? Do you wash your weed?
Yeah.
There's more pesticides and chemicals on that drug than any other thing you'll ever put in your body to kill the bugs and the snails and everything else. That's what you're smoking.
And on top of it, most of them are smoking it too.
And I don't think I've ever met anyone that scrubbed their weed.
Right. Yeah. Right. So we'll get more back into that when we come back from break. This is Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.